Hi, I'm Laura Thompson, and I'm your host of my program called Community Artist Connection. Tonight I have with me Jeri Jacquin, and she is a local artist here in San Diego, a photographer and a poet. And I'm just going to have a little chat with her, and we're going to look at some of her photography. So hi Jeri, welcome.
Welcome, thank you.
Great to have you here.
You too. Good to see you.
Thanks. So tell me about your photography. Why do you like taking photographs?
Actually, it started as a hobby. As a mother of 4, you kind of take pictures of everything. And I found myself at times taking pictures not of the kids, but of my surroundings, things that I try to find that are maybe overlooked or are innate to other people. And it kind of got bigger and bigger and bigger. And till I was noticed at one time by a local artist in Imperial Beach where I live, and got exhibited there, and that's what got the ball rolling.
Wow.
So
cool. So so you exhibited in Imperial Beach. Were you part of any groups down there?
There was a small guild there for a while, and that's where we started with. And it was large for a while for the sandcastle competitions and things like that. And then it just kind of fanned out. Chula Vista, Taste of the Arts, obviously, and all the local cities started having their own art shows for the local talent. So it gives you an opportunity. A lot of the people who normally wouldn't show their art, it gives them a great opportunity to get out there and have their work be seen.
Oh, cool. And these objects and things that you take photos of, things that are usually unnoticed, what kind of things do you notice?
Well, some of my pictures here are one of them. Like the far end is actually a belly dancer.
Oh.
A gorgeous, gorgeous woman. She dances with such style and grace, but she was fixing her costume, and it's just something you wouldn't notice. And it caught my eye, and it caught my camera's eye, and I had to have that shot of the frame of just her being herself, but at the same time being that graceful belly dancer. The other is our little bird friend back here at Montgomery High School. There's a baseball field, and in the back is where this actually large guy lived, and every time they played baseball, he would be out perched on the fence watching the game. So
wow.
I got close enough, luckily enough, one time got close enough to take his picture, but he let it be known when you got too close, you know. So, but it was a wonderful experience to be that close to something that normally you wouldn't be able to in the city.
So he actually was there numerous times before you actually took his photo?
Numerous times.
Wow, that's...
Actually, a friend of mine had pointed him out to me. He was also taking pictures, and he was like, look out there, look what's out there. And he kind of became a habit of ours afterwards to see how many times we could get his picture. And gophers popping up out of gopher holes. You just start noticing the little things that go on around your busy day and start taking pictures of them. So
yeah, photography is a really cool medium.
Oh, it is. There's so many things you can do with it, and there's so many ways you can manipulate it, and I try not to. Mine is take the picture of what I see.
Right.
Don't manipulate it, don't change it. It is what it is for a reason, so I try to stay true to that.
Do you like to work in black and white, adverse color?
Okay, black and white is a slight favorite over color. There's just there's something very dramatic about black and white.
Yes.
I do have, like my bird friend, I have him in color, but there's something about the black and white that just gives him that extra bold look that he has on his face that I enjoy. Most color, I mean, it has to be spectacular color for me, as in this photograph.
Red hair.
Yes, that is actually her hair color, and that's something that stands out like that obviously cries for color.
Yeah.
So,
tell me about that photo.
This is actually my favorite model in the world, my daughter, Janice. Oh. We have a friend who has a garage, and he collects things. You just never know from day to day what'll be there. And he allowed me access, and he said, go in there, take your pictures, everything is grab it. and she and I spent 6-8 hours taking photographs of different things. And this one is, she never quite liked Barbie dolls as a child. And so this is, we call this the confrontation. This is her face to face with the one thing, you know, women try to be Barbie perfect. And this is her way of saying, you know, you are you and I am me. And I caught that in that photograph. So very proud of her, very proud of her.
Yeah. Do you photograph her often?
I've actually done it twice now. She's just, I don't know what it is, we seem to sync. I tell her what I want, she just gives it to me, or she tells me what she's looking for, and I seem to capture it. So we have a really great repertoire between us. So yes, obviously mother and daughter help, but
yes.
you know, liking the same things too really helps. So.
And then the belly dancers, do you photograph belly dancers often, or is it that just a one-time shot?
I started out with this lady here, Violetta, wonderful woman, and she introduced me to other dancers, and they saw my work and saw that I wasn't just, okay, taking a picture of you belly dancing. I was looking for that more. I was looking for that grace and that style that these wonderful women, I mean, I can't do that, you know, so you look for that beauty and you find it, and they were so gracious to let me follow them for sometimes 3 or 4 hours with my camera and just let me take pictures, and they all came out just so beautifully that I also often beg for them, call me, you know, I want to take your picture again, because their costumes change and their dance style changes, and so I get an opportunity to see all different styles and types of dancing. So it's beautiful stuff.
Do you photograph other types of dancers? Or is it just mainly belly dancers?
No, I seem to have got into the stream of the belly dancers because there's almost 10, 11 different styles of dancing. I never just get that one. So it's great to be able to do that. But the other dancers, it's such quick movement, it's hard to, you know, to capture those images, and with them it's a little easier to work with, and plus you get to enjoy it at the same time.
Right.
So it's awesome work. I really enjoy it.
I understand you also write poetry. In fact, you gave me one of your books tonight.
Yes.
It's really great.
Thank you.
It's called Tattered Angel. And I was kind of flipping through. I was wondering if you'd do me a favor. If you would read He the Dreamer for me.
Absolutely, I would love to. Okay. He the Dreamer. She was a dream. He saw an innocent, sweet, gentle, naive, a vision of a perfect girl that one day he would marry. His parents saw a perfect match and a future wedding of joy. White, virginal, pure and traditional, every man's dream. How gentle it is when she blushes. The peck of his kisses are confection to him. Touching her hand becomes a challenge. What a delightful, traditional girl. Her father, protective of his baby. His family believes it is wonderful. How close the family must be. What parental concern. Her distance makes it more mystic. God must be part of this angelic soul. It is all so perfect. Then he discovers the innocence has been deceived. The gentleness is really fear. Sweetness is disguised for experience. Experience in shame and adulthood. The challenge has been his, for he all along was the dreamer.
Wow. That's really nice.
Thank you.
Tell me when did you start writing poetry?
Actually, I started writing, I didn't know it was poetry. I started writing when I was 5 and 6 years old, and I used to roll them up and stuff them in a coffee can. I didn't want anybody to see what I had written, and what I came to realize later is that was my escape from, obviously, the abuses from the family and the life that I lived growing up. And I found that writing soon became my way of validating that these things did occur. Now, even though they did occur, they didn't make me what I was. See the difference? I mean, some people, they live in that pain and that fear, and that you can't do that. So this became, I found later in years that writing all this down and putting it away was my way of saying these things did happen. But they're not 100% of who I am. They are just events in my life of things that have happened to me. So I started writing more and more and more and more, and it got out of control, I think, after a while. 384 poems later, you know, you realize, wow, you know, you've got a lot to say, and you learn to say it in ways that are so meaningful for yourself, but also bring in other people who have had those same experiences, so that when they read it, they know, they connect and say, I know what you mean. I know because I have that same fear or that same feeling, or, you know, and that's a sign of knowing what people want and need when they read. They need to be able to connect. So that became my mission after a while, to make sure that what I write isn't just self-centered crybaby. It's, you know, it's reaching out to other people who have had those same experiences.
So you're basically using your writing as a way to help other people who've had the same experiences or similar experiences to heal.
Exactly. Because that's what they need. You can't stay living in that mire. You have to learn how to get up and get out, and sometimes you need a hand. Well, sometimes the written word can be all the hand you need to get up and brush yourself off and say, okay, I'm still here. I'm still functioning. I'm still alive. Now I can move forward. The past is called the past for a reason.
Yes.
So let's move forward.
Right. And is this your only book?
No, I have another. It's called Under the Chinaberry Tree, but it's what my family refers to as the mystery book. We can't find it. Oh. It was published and then kind of disappeared, so it's out there, and my baby's out there floating in the universe somewhere. And but it's another book of stories and poetry and just things that I felt needed to be said, and I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed putting that one together.
So we can't get that one, but we can.
I can't even get that one. Yes, you can.
We can get this one.
Yes, you can.
And where can we get this one?
You can get it through. Actually, you can get it through you if they'd like.
Okay.
You can let me know, and I'll be more than happy to.
Yeah. So if any of you viewers want to have a copy of this book, just let me know. My number will be at the end of the broadcast. This is really, really a nice cover.
Thank you. Thank you. I think Helen did a really good job.
She did a great job.
And it was a first draft. That's what I admired about her. She read the work, and some illustrators, they read the work and, okay, this is it. She read it and took it in, and I really appreciate that about her work.
Tell me about this picture. Do you know what inspired this one?
She told me what inspired her is that even though you move on, there are still moments when you isolate yourself. And that's usually when you're writing, because you have to shut everything else out to help get what's out. So that's like your moment of contemplation, where you have to kind of remove yourself and just focus.
Alone time.
Alone time. Very much so.
Okay. And so I hear that you also like movies.
Just a little.
Just a little?
Just a little. Yes.
What kind of movies do you like?
I'm a very big fan of black and white.
Oh.
Betty Davis, Now Voyager, All About Eve. I know it's horrible.
No, black and white.
I do. I love them.
Here comes the same theme, black and white photography.
Exactly. That kind of makes sense. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what have you done with that with your life?
I am now a movie reviewer, also commonly known as a critic. I just hate the word critic. So it's, you know, it seems like I'm telling you what to do, and I'm not. What I like to do is see a movie and tell you what I think of it, and you do what you want with that information from there. But tickets being almost $10, $11 an hour, I'm sorry, per movie.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be picky about what you see, and there's, I will be quite honest, out of most of the movies I see, 95% of them I wouldn't pay $10 to go see.
Wow.
I screen a lot of movies during the week, and I'm the movie maven.
Okay.
So, and I write for some of the local papers and such to just tell them what I see, be as honest as I can about it. You know, no holds barred.
Is this a thing that you get paid to do, or is it just a passion?
A little of both. In these economic times, a little bit of both. So you just have to be adamant about it, about your work, and you have to love it. You have to be willing to sit a lot in dark theaters and watch, all kinds, not just mainstream Hollywood, but independents as well, and up and coming work. And that's a really good chance to see some of what's out there that you would not normally get to see. Slumdog Millionaire, perfect example. Who saw that coming? I mean, you know, a little film out of India, a little independent, you know, made such a big splash. And The Wrestler as well, same thing. You know, everyone's looking for that big Hollywood, and I think they're starting to realize that little Hollywood is doing just as well.
That's really neat to actually have that happen, because instead of these huge budgets.
Oh, and that's the funny
Yeah.
thing. Most of these huge budget movies are failing.
Yeah.
You know, the special effects that everyone once embraced and loved aren't so special anymore. You know, we want to be told a good story. We want to be told a good yarn. We want to be scared the old-fashioned way, not the, you know, blood and guts gore slasher. We want a good, honest mystery movie, you know, and I think Hollywood is starting to get the hint, because they've pulled back a lot of movies that were due to come out in the next 2 years and said, you know, it's time to give these a look-see and, you know, give the people what they want to pay for. So,
Can we go back to your photographs?
sure,
Great.
absolutely.
Is there a certain time in your life when you started doing photography, or has it been something you've done for, you know, actually had an interest as a child, and then you actually started doing it later in life?
That's what's so interesting. I don't like cameras.
Wow.
I don't like to be in front of them, and I have plenty of witnesses in this room too who will know that I will not stand still for a camera. I want to be on the other end. I want to be on the end looking through and seeing and capturing. I don't want to be the one pointed at. So no, in my childhood, I shied away from cameras and the old 8mm movie cameras. I was the kid hiding behind the tray. I did not want to be photographed. It wasn't until I had children, and my grandmother told me, capture it all. Capture it all. And I did. I just, as I said, I didn't know that it would go in such a direction, because, you know, kids grow up and move away, and you've got a whole row of cameras sitting there, and like, okay, what am I going to do with them now? And that's what happened. It was just a very eye-opening experience. And at one point it started with baseball. A young man that I've cared for very much, who is a ball player at UCSD now, he was at Montgomery, and I started taking pictures for him, and found that passion again, that, you know, wow, I'm back out taking pictures of things that are new and exciting, and it just, it kept growing from there. Weddings and birthdays and all of that.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Have you ever had like a one-woman show or anything like that, or is that something you would even consider doing?
Actually, I would love doing that.
Would you? Okay.
Yes, I would. I've got enough now that I think I could. You know, something small though, something small and intimate. I think it's important. If you make it too big, you kind of just get lost. You know, you want to be able. We want people to connect with your work, not feel like they have to go from picture to picture to picture to picture. Something small would be great. It also gives me a chance to find out, you know, where I want to go from here, because you know, you can only take so many pictures of birds, and it's time to move on. You know, find something else, and see what else is out there. And
Dogs or cats?
oh, I have plenty of those. my own cat is a ham, so really, he is. He loves the camera, so
That's cool. And do you belong to any organizations, artist organizations, or anything like that here in San Diego?
The Women's Caucus of San Diego, obviously, yes. Film Critics Society. Trying to think, what else? I don't have my list with me. See what happens when you don't bring your list. Those two mainly are my favorite, because it's with the Women's Caucus. It really does center around the art of women, which I feel has been sort of overlooked in San Diego. So that's my personal opinion.
Yes.
I just feel there's more out there, and there's more to be seen, and just in the women that I've met through there, I'm just amazed at the creativity in just a small group of women. You know, imagine what a large group could do.
Yeah.
So, and the Film Critics Society is another group of wonderful people who have the same love of film that I do, and it's nice to be in a group that shares that. You know, and not just, I mean, we get deep into it when we talk. It's, you know, directors, and we don't like this and we don't like that, and so it's kind of nice to be in that kind of surrounding of people who are, and it's all age ranges, which is really nice, because we have a gentleman who's in his late 80s.
Wow.
Yeah, so talking about film and me in black and white, he's the perfect person to go to, because he'll just be in there, and, you know, he just knows so many people and knows so much of what went on during that era. It's just it's a history.
Yeah, it is a history.
And I'm also a big fan of that. So.
And do you have anything coming up in the future that you've already got planned, like any kind of exhibitions or anything like that, or any projects coming up?
I'm working on a project, and I'm hoping to be showing in La Jolla by the end of the summer. So that would be really nice. The movie maven business keeps me rolling because you know, there's always movies coming out every Friday. So usually 2 or 3 screenings a week. You have to run back and forth. So it's between photography and movie maven and writing. So it keeps me pretty busy. Keeps me pretty busy.
And your kids?
Oh my goodness, they're so grown. Yeah, they are. I have a daughter, 30, Jessica. She's very talented, but hers is more jewelry making and drum making and things. And my son Jared, he's 28, and he's busy with his life and his son, and another son, Jason, who is in the Army in Georgia, having seen a little tour of duty a couple of times there. And then Miss Janice here, 24, she's an actress. And so yes, they keep me busy. And one granddaughter, Jasmine. I have to say hi to Jasmine. Hi, Jasmine.
How old is Jasmine?
Jasmine is 5.
Oh, okay.
Jasmine is 5. Very precocious 5.
Oh.
Yes. Well, come on. She's 5.
She's 5.
She comes from a strange family anyway. We all are artsy in our own way, so I'm hoping she'll get it all. And you know, jewelry making and drum making and all the writing and all of that would be
movies.
Yeah, her father is an amazing writer in it himself, so I'm hoping he works on that great American novel.
Yeah.
You know, gets it out before he's 40.
Are you going to be writing any more poetry books? You going to put them together?
I really would like to. There is a lot of, there's just so much to say, and and I look through all my work, and it's hard to pull those pieces, and that's where I kind of get lost sometimes, because I want to just get it all said and in one piece. So I would like to, yes. I'm hoping I will. One more for the road, so to speak.
Have you thought of having somebody help you decide? You know, somebody from the outside coming in and reading your poetry and then saying, oh, you should put this and this.
Well,
and
most
this.
of the time when people read my poetry, they're crying. So it's really hard to get their opinion. No, in a good way. They feel like that I've connected to them. And like I said, that's very important to me. So, and then I get the usual response, anything you write, I'll be happy to read. So that's not helping me. It's not helping that, you know, creative focus that I lose occasionally. So, but yes, I mean, I'm open to anybody who would like to, you know, help narrow me down to less than 300. A little hard to put your whole life in one book.
Yeah,
You know, so.
Well, you know, I'm going to talk you into reading another one.
Oh, you sly girl.
Oh, how about this one?
I'll let you
Tattered
pick.
Angel.
Oh, gee, where did you get that one from? Okay. Tattered Angel. There is no earthly way to describe an angel, heaven sent and heaven blessed. It is impossible for him to look away. Angelic innocence shines blindly, drawing the daring hopeful. Its destiny is to bring joy. No one foresees the future when the angel is earthbound, led by one malefactor. Giving the angel injurious stares, it freezes the celestial spirit to keep the pleasure of the culprit, keeping a shattered angel shackled. The madman scratches at purity, a violation that everyone ignores. Eyes once hopeful turn down for fear of what will happen to them. The once gentle ray of heaven's bliss now stands tattered and covered in soil. Crackling laughter rips through an angel, too ashamed to be heaven sent, too stained to be heaven blessed.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
So we're going to be wrapping up pretty soon. So
Okay.
we could have you just read poetry for a while. That would be absolutely wonderful if you're willing to do that.
Okay. Anything you would like. I bow down to your Royal Highness.
Oh, hi. So in here do you have a favorite?
No. They're all my favorite. They're all my babies.
So I'm just going to open it. I'm just going to flip it and go back. Are you listening?
Oh, goodness. Okay. Are you listening? Am I truly to believe that heaven is under our feet as well as above our heads? When I see what is in between, the arrogance of progress, men who believe in destruction of our soul's deepest dreams, it is to the bereft of ignorant men who do not know their own souls, prophets before emotions, greed before desires. What we, the people, do not understand will be explained when the deed is done. After the fall of our own conscience, when the last song has left on crying wings, it is time to believe again that there are places worth our tears, tears of sweat against the powers, beauty before profits, serenity before greed. Imagine such a place in your mind, a wonder that cannot scream injustice. Do for a wonderment what you would do for mankind, for if you do not open your mouth and rage, the destruction will not only be of a wonder, you must include your very soul. Will you explain yourself to the children, the young of a future only around the corner, that beauty no longer holds any value? Justify yourself, and we will all become the arrogance of progress.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being my guest. I really enjoyed this. I just wanted to, I just hope that those people who got to hear some of the poetry will, you know, contact me or contact you through me and get your book. I mean, this is the first time I've seen it, and it's, you know, all I got to do is, oh yeah, I want to read that one. Oh yeah, I want to read that one. It's just really, really nice.
Thank you very much.
And I love
appreciate
your
that.
black and white. I have a very special thing in my heart for black and white. I do pen and ink, and so black and white is one of my favorites. And so at this point, I'm just going to say thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope that we can get back together and you can come back again when we get more of your work and we can have
I'd
more
love to.
work. And I'm Laura Thompson, and this is Community Artist Connection. We are part of San Diego County Community Coalition, and we have an all-volunteer crew. You can go to the website that's at the end of my show and check everything out. Thank you very much.